What's up, guys? So welcome back to the second deck tech on the channel. The second commander deck tech on the channel. This one, as you can tell from the title, is ZACAMA Primal Calamity. I built this as a dinosaur tribal deck. I know probably Gishath would have been a little better for dinosaur tribal, but I really enjoy ZACAMA, so I put ZACAMA as the commander of the deck. If you guys don't know what ZACAMA does, Vigilance, Reach, Trample. When it enters the battlefield, if you cast it, untap all your lands. And then you can pay 2 and a red to deal 3 damage to target creature, 2 and a green to destroy target artifact or enchantment, or 2 and a white and gain 3 life. So obviously, if you're casting it, you're untapping all your lands, and you'll have some mana to do some things. So you never know. So let's kick this deck tech off. Like always, guys, the deck list will be in the description box for you guys. Starting off with the non-dinosaurs in the deck, we got Magus of the Aura. You pay green, sack this, and another creature. Search your library for a green creature card and put that onto the battlefield. And then shuffle your library. 9 times out of 10, if you don't already have it, you're searching for Gishath off of this. Almost every single time when you get this off, you're searching for Gishath. Unless you have Gishath in your hand. Okay? And then next we have the Elysian Caryatid, Farhaven Elf. We have the Seer. You can sacrifice it, return target dinosaur card from your graveyard to your hand. Also taps for any color mana. Azusa, Lost but Seeking, because your commander is a 9-drop, so you want to get as many lands out as you can. Samut, Voice of Dissent. It has Flash, Double Strike, Vigilance, Haste. Other creatures you control get Haste, and you can pay a white and untap target creature. So, if anything, you drop ZACAMA out and then drop Samut, swing with ZACAMA because she'll give ZACAMA Haste, and then you can untap some other stuff if you like. Next, for the creatures in the deck, we got the stuff to make your dinosaurs cheaper, because dinosaurs are expensive. Okay, Knighted Stampede makes your dinosaurs 2 less to cast. Dinosaur spells 1 less to cast. Dinosaur spells 1 less to cast. So these are the 3 that you're running in the deck to make your dinosaurs cheaper. So if you get the 3 of these on the board, it will make your ZACAMA 4 mana cheaper, which is great because then you get some free mana. The last non-dinosaur in the deck is Forerunner of the Empire. When it enters the battlefield, you may search your library for a dinosaur card, reveal it, and shuffle your library, put that card on top of it. When a dinosaur enters the battlefield under your control, you may have Forerunner of the Empire deal 1 damage to each creature. Now you might be wondering, why would you want to deal 1 damage to each creature? Well, your opponent might be running 1/1s. But some of the dinosaurs that we run have the Enrage ability. And what Enrage does is when they are dealt damage, they get a certain effect. So you may or may not want to use said effect. Kicking off the dinosaurs, probably the best dinosaur in the deck, Gishath, Sun's Avatar. When it deals combat damage to a player, you reveal that many cards from the top of your deck and put any dinosaur creature cards from among them straight onto the battlefield and the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Yeah, there's so much value in that. So much value. Okay, so we got your Tuskadon here. It deals combat damage. It deals double the damage, so it has double strike pretty much. The Regisaur Alpha gives your other dinosaurs haste, and is with a 3/3 token. The Armasaur, whenever an opponent activates an ability of a creature or a land that isn't a mana ability, you draw a card. This card is way, way, way underrated. This card goes off so much in Commander. Thrashing Brontodon for your artifact and enchantment hate. Other dinosaurs, If you control another dinosaur, this one gets +2/+0 and trample, which is never a bad thing. Raging Sawtooth, when it enters the battlefield, it deals 1 damage to each other creature. Right, next, let's do some of these Enrage guys here. So, for your Enrage dinosaurs, okay? So, I know there's probably somebody asking, for your Enraged dinosaurs, you got the Aegisaur here. When it is dealt damage, put a +1/+1 counter on each other creature you control, so to make your dinosaurs bigger. Silverclad, when it's dealt damage, each opponent sacrifices permanent. When it's dealt damage, put a +1/+1 counter on it. Whenever it's dealt damage, you search your deck for a basic land, put it on the battlefield, tap, then shuffle your library. And then the Needletooth Raptor here, whenever it is dealt damage, it deals 5 damage to target creature an opponent controls. So that is so underrated, the Enrage mechanic there. Those are all your Enragers. Other dinosaurs we're running here is your Altasaur. Source would deal damage to another dinosaur you can control, prevent all the damage but 1, which keeps a lot of your dinosaurs alive. The Tarrasque. It has haste and ward 10 as long as it cast. And when it attacks, it fights target creature defending player controls. It is a 10/10. Okay? It is a motherfucking 10/10. Now, I don't think there's many games where I end up casting this. Usually you hit it on Gishath, or it's in your hand and then you cast ZACAMA instead, or Gishath instead. But when you do get this off of a Gishath trigger, people's faces are priceless. Tali, when it attacks, exile the top card of each player's library, then you may cast any number of non-land permanent cards, exile this way without paying their mana costs. The Sunwing, to slow your opponents down, all their creatures enter the battlefield tapped. Regisaur, when it attacks, it deals 1 damage to target creature or player. So you can use this on your opponent's creatures if you want, or you can use this on your Enragers to get their effects to go off. Herd Caller, when it enters, it makes a 3/3 token with trample. More dinosaurs. Zatalpa, Primal Dawn, first strike, double strike. Can't read today. Flying, double strike, vigilance, trample, indestructible. It is a 4/8, so it's hitting for heavy damage. Charging Montreslor, trample and haste. You want to get your dinosaurs going, you want to get them going fast. Death Gorge, Scavenger. When it enters the battlefield or attacks, you may exile target card from a graveyard. If it's a creature card, you gain 2 life. If it's a non-creature card, it gets +1/+1 until end of turn. Very, very underrated depending on the state of the game. Now, I don't remember what this one is. The Strength Incarnate. This is the Godzilla form of it. I just like this artwork. Lethal damage to creatures you control is determined by their power rather than their toughness. So this guy has a 7/3, 7 power, so he needs 7 damage to die. When 1 or more creatures you control trample, deal combat damage to a player, create an excess green dinosaur token with trample, where X is the amount of damage that player took. Those tokens get big quickly, okay? I'm talking quickly. Spineback, other dinosaurs. It is a lord. It gives +1/+1 to other dinosaurs. You pay 6, make a 3/3 dinosaur token with trample. Sun's Avatar. When it or another creature enters the battlefield under your control, you gain life equal to that creature's toughness. Because if you're going to be playing big dinosaurs, why not gain some life in the process? Gorging Ceratops. Whenever Gorging Ceratops attacks, other creatures you control gain double strike until end of turn. This makes the game end fairly quickly. Sun's Avatar. If you cast it from hand, destroy non-dinosaur creatures. And the Altasaur, the Annoyed Altasaur. It has Cascade, it's 6/5, reach, trample. Cascade is great in this deck. So, on to the artifacts. We are playing Command Spear, Lightning Greaves, and Arcane Signet. No Soul Ring in this deck. I cut Soul Ring for the next card, which is an enchantment. Exploration, play an additional land on each of your turns. Whenever a creature enters, you draw a card if it has 3 or more power, and FY, most of your creatures have more power than 3. Other creatures can get +1/+1, and when you tap a land for mana, add additional 1. So that is all the enchantments in the deck. Next, the 2 planeswalkers we're running. Samut Detested. You can give a target creature double strike to end of turn. You can deal 2 damage divided among 1 or 2 targets, creatures or players, or you can -7 search your library for up to 2 creature cards or planeswalker cards, put them on the battlefield. This Samut does not always get ulted, but once in a while it does. And then Domri City Smasher. Creatures you control get +1/+1 in haste. Deals 3 damage to any target. And then the ultimate puts 3 +1/+1 counters on each creature you control. And they gain trample until end of turn. Now, if you get the ultimate, 1 or both of these, usually game's over. That's just it. Game's over. So, sorceries are next. We got Commune with Dinosaurs. Got to filter through the deck. Amidst Awakening, reveal the top X cards of your library. Put all land cards from among them onto the battlefield tapped, and then put the rest in the bottom of your library. And if 2 or more instant cards are in your graveyard, you can untap all of those lands. So, great way to find some mana. Shroud Claim, Sky Shroud Claim. Search your library for up to 2 forest cards, put them on the battlefield. Kodama's Reach, more ramp search. Rampant Growth, Farseek, Cultivate, and those are the land searches in the deck. Next, we got the big boy, Triumph of the Hordes. What's better than huge dinosaurs? Huge dinosaurs with Trample and Infect. The only thing this deck is missing, I think, is the Crater Hoof Behemoth. Crater Hoof would definitely make this deck so much better. Last sorcery of the deck is End Hostilities. Draw a creature to all permanents attached to creatures. Now, the instants are as follows. Make a Stand, Eldamri's Call, Roiling Regrowth, sack a land, search for 2 basics, Corrosive Grip, because sometimes you just gotta remove something. Chaos Warp, Fog, just in case you don't get to win. Eerie Interlude, it is the cheap version of Teferi's Protection. If you can afford Teferi's Protection, run Teferi's Protection. But if you cannot afford Teferi's Protection, I highly recommend Eerie Interlude. Swords to Plowshares, Return to Dust, and the last card in the deck, besides the lands, is Settle the Wreckage. Exile all attacking creatures target player controls. That player may search his library for that many basic lands onto the battlefield tapped. So this is a game-ending card sometimes. But yeah, like always, guys, the lands and the entire deck list is in the link at the top of the description box. So let me know what you guys think of this deck down below. And if you have any suggestions or anything that I might need to run in it, let me know. I'm open to suggestions. This is not CEDH. My play group does not play CEDH. They just kind of play, our own type of thing. But this is definitely one of the more powerful decks we have in our arsenal. So, I will see you guys in the next video. And also, leave a comment down below what deck techs you might want to see. I currently have 25 or 26 commander decks at the time of recording this video, but that may change. I'm always changing up the decks. You never know. Sometimes I get bored. Sometimes I need something else. But let me know down below. Maybe I'll build a commander. We'll do like once a month. I'll build a specific commander you guys want to see or something. But I will see you guys in the next video.